Hello, Pisces. Welcome and welcome back. We're going to get into a message, and this one is I felt guided to do a reading on what you guys like haven't heard yet, like messages you haven't heard before, but that you need to hear. So I'm not sure what's going to come out in this reading, but I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys so much for your support, all of your engagement and comments. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to book a personal, the link is below. You can definitely check that out if you're interested. I can't wait to see you guys there. I hope that you guys have been at peace when it comes to the situations going on in your life. There's a few things. Let me think real quick. Because I was hearing that song with Tupac and that other singer where Tupac has been coming up a lot lately, and I'm not sure, but I feel like I heard about how they were gonna like release details about his case or open up details about his case, like with all of those situations that they were talking about with MLK and JFK, Tupac, even though that's a C. But I feel like there's something going on with Tupac. Because a lot has been coming up about that. Now, I heard the song, I ain't mad at ya. I ain't mad at ya. I heard that. And then he was like, I ain't mad at you. So that feels like it could be a message about forgiveness. There's a lot of things that I feel like have been going on behind the scenes, Pisces, that you have not seen. I feel like there's somebody who's been working really hard to and I'm going to tell you why they're working really hard. It's crazy. This person has been working very hard to keep you in the dark or to keep you blindfolded to something that's going on. And it's a really hard job. I was also thinking about a reading I did back in the day where the thumbnail said paint the town red, and it was about Doja Cat's song, where she says, I said what I said. I don't care. I'll paint the town red. All that. So I don't know if there's a message in that reading. I always forget to put it in the community tab, but I'll try to find that reading and post it to the community tab, because I don't remember what the title was, but I feel like it might have had something to do with you being the villain in somebody's story and not really it's like you didn't really earn that title per se, but everybody has a different perspective and it's kind of subjective, because if somebody feels like you're the villain to their hero, and there's another reading where I talked about that and I don't remember which one it was, but I'll try to find all of the ones that I can. But it's like, if they think that, that's their prerogative, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's something that you did to try to become that. It just may be, the way that they're seeing the situation. But I feel like you may think that this person is the villain in your story. So it's kind of just like you're entitled to feel that, they're entitled to feel that. And I feel like a lot of what you're learning right now is through information and experiences and lessons that Spirit is teaching you to help expand your knowledge in certain situations, to help you have a wider scope of a perspective. So I kind of feel like with all of that combined, it's like you can't necessarily feel bad or regretful about the things that you've said or done, because you've already done it. You can't go back and change it. And more than likely, with the information that you had at the time, that's why you chose to do or say what you did. But also, you can understand how someone could feel because you felt the way that you felt. And I think acceptance and gratitude for that level of understanding would benefit you in a lot of the things that you want to manifest, especially when it comes to your particular path and what you want to evolve into. But yeah, it was a very weird energy. It's definitely a closure type of energy where I don't know if this person is saying that they're not mad at you anymore, or if it's you kind of energetically, like these are all energetic like feelings in my opinion. But I don't know if your energy is giving off that you're not mad at them, or their energy is giving off that they're not mad at you. But I would say, from an educated guess, that you're the one who's showing a level of forgiveness energetically towards this person or people in your life who have kind of been a little bit devious and villainous for you. Yeah. And you're basically saying, like, I'm not mad at you, but at the same time, I feel energetically that you guys aren't going to continue to allow the abuse, because that's what it is. I feel like there's been a situation that's been ongoing for a really long time that you guys have kind of been in the dark about, when it comes to the ways that somebody has been abusing you. And when I say that they've been using a lot of energy to keep you in the dark, it's because you're so intuitive. It's because you have such an ability to see and know certain things that other people aren't able to perceive or know. So it's been extremely exhausting, I feel like, for this person to keep up the charade. Okay. I'm getting a reference to France, or something about France, French. Okay. I'm hearing coup d'etat. So that's like a coup, like somebody trying to take over in a sneaky way. I feel like there's somebody who's been collecting information on you secretly. I feel like this has been going on for a long time, or they've been trying to like set you up. We did the reading a while back, a few readings that came up where pictures kept being referenced. And I believe one of you in the comments said that you found out somebody was taking pictures of you without your knowledge. And it's very interesting because a situation came up with a content creator named Destiny. I don't know if y'all heard about it. Y'all, I be in everybody's business. I be nosy. Okay. I watch a lot of different types of channels. I watch gaming content. I watch, spiritual content like the NDEs. And I even kind of dabble in the soft white underbelly content. Like I watch a lot of different content, y'all. And I just end up coming across a lot of different things. And I know you guys have heard me talk about watching like Abba and Preach before. And it was very interesting because I haven't really watched Destiny, but I was watching him because I also watch like Real Talk with Yanni sometimes, and Neek at Night, and all of those situations that were happening like a few years ago with the whole manosphere content. And I ended up coming across Destiny. And the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because he just got like exposed and canceled because he was like doing some weird nefarious stuff with people who he was entertaining on a physical intimacy romantic level, right? Not really romantic, but intimate. And it's very interesting because part of what was discovered about him is that he was like recording people without their knowledge, right? So anything I say in a reading, just know, Pisces, that it might sound like I'm rambling. It might not be as cohesive or coherent in the beginning, but things start to come together. So it would really be beneficial for you to watch the entire reading if you can. I know they're long, and I know you may have to take it in like bites and sittings, but it would be beneficial for you to watch the entire way through. And if you don't, or you can't, that's fine, because there may only be a certain portion of the reading that has a message for you. But when it all ties together, it allows the puzzle to be complete. It allows the picture to be complete for you to be able to have a full scope and picture of what the reading is about, why I named the title what I named it, what the thumbnail is, and why I talk about the things that I talk about. Because these off tangents that I kind of go on sometimes, or stories that I tell, may offer you clues into what's going on in your life as kind of a metaphor, okay, for what you could be experiencing that you're not aware of. And I'm just letting you guys know, even in my life, listen, there's a lot of things that were kept from me. And this, if you notice as time has gone on in your life, if you really look back on a lot of the major situations that you've experienced, more than likely you guys have experienced a situation where you were kept in the dark about things, and it was because other people made a decision about your frame of mind, or other people wanted to control your actions, or other people wanted to interfere in the processing of information when it comes to you, right? So for example, when I was young and my mother passed away, before she even passed away, right? She didn't tell me a lot about my father. She didn't tell me a lot about my conception. She didn't tell me a lot about how we got here. And that was always a sore spot. And it kind of stifled me because there was just so many unanswered questions and so much confusion. And I feel like that obscured or stifled my intuition, right? And I had to learn how to trust myself. And I feel like a lot of the things that Pisces are experiencing now or have experienced in their life is because you have been placed in situations specifically because Spirit wanted you to learn how to trust your inner knowing versus what other people were telling you. And you may have noticed that people have been keeping things from you for a long time, or that there have been several situations where you have not been privy to all of the information that was involving a situation, because certain people felt like there were only certain things that you needed to know or certain things that they wanted you to know, because if you knew everything, they know that you would be able to discern and decipher something for yourself and make the decision that was best for you. And they knew that that decision may not align with their desires and what they wanted. So for example, my mother more than likely tried to protect me, right? She was a good woman. She was also human, which all of us are. So I don't hold any resentment towards her for that. But it definitely was the beginnings of the mystery, right? And then like when she passed away, I feel like she had lupus for a long time and didn't tell me. And then she only told me when it kind of got to a critical stage where I needed to know because she needed my help. Then like kind of like situations involving like my dad and things that he hasn't said and things that he kind of like twists. Then when it comes to just my family on my mother's side, them being very secretive about everything that's gone on and me finding out things later. And I think everybody goes through it to a certain degree. But I want you guys to pay attention because this is all a part of growth. I want you guys to pay attention to those cycles and to those patterns so that you can identify times in your life where you knew that there was something that was being kept from you so that you can try to pinpoint what exactly it was that you intuitively believed to be true, because more than likely that was correct. And in the current moment, you can also access that ability. And I think that's what a lot of your spirit team, all of you guys, individual spirit teams, want you to be able to do, because there are times afoot where you are going to have to really use these critical thinking, brainstorming, investigative hypothesis skills in order to figure out the moves that you need to make and the steps that you need to take moving forward. Okay. Yeah. I also believe that a lot of the things that have been kept from you in the past, because the energy is, I don't want to say it's stale or stagnant, but it's old, right? So I think a lot of those things are, it's like a lot of those things are going to come to the surface, or they could be coming to the surface in your life. And either it's a personal realization or it's something that's being confessed, right? And whoever this is, like in a negative sense that I feel as I'm channeling, when it comes to, I ain't mad at you, like this person holding things from you and you basically sending this energy out into the universe where you're not like upset or you're forgiving them, but they've worked really hard to keep something from you. I just feel like because there's new things occurring every moment, like every moment is basically avalanching us into the next moment. And it's all connected and intertwined. But a lot of the things that happened in the past take a lot of energy to conceal. That's why, as people get old, they make deathbed confessions. They say what they really feel. Even when people are in their elderly years or their more mature, seasoned years, I like to say, they end up kind of not being able to censor themselves as much. And I feel like that's the same thing with the energy. It's like it's not able to censor or redact itself as much as it was in the past. So therefore, the information that you weren't privy to comes up. And it's not so much for you to be upset, but it's for you to understand things and understand how those situations went down and what you need to know about yourself so that you can evolve. Okay. Interesting. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe, you guys. Get in the comments. I wanted you guys to try to leave a comment for your fellow Pisces. I wanted you guys to leave a comment for your fellow Pisces, giving them a piece of inspirational advice that you feel like has benefited you. Right? Give your fellow Pisces a piece of advice that you've learned when it comes to different challenges that you faced that you feel like they might be able to benefit from. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but let's do that. Let's do the I don't know who needs to hear this. Okay? Hashtag I don't know. Don't put a hashtag because the comment section will block you. But everybody who wants to participate, I would be very interested to see what you guys have to say because I'm learning things every day, child. But I want us to do, I don't know who needs to hear this, but ... and then put what you feel like somebody needs to hear. Okay. I think that is cute. Okay. I'm gonna start. Let me think real quick. Hold on. Ooh, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you know a lot more than what you think. Ooh. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let me make sure the camera didn't cut off already. That was a long intro, wasn't it? I lost a lot of people. No, I know y'all, you know, if you still here, you a real one. For Pisces, let's see. Guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God. When it comes to messages that Pisces needs to hear but has not heard yet, what is the message for Pisces that they need to hear but have not heard yet? Jesus, did y'all see how? Ooh, not masks. Jumbi, card number 18. Masks. And at the bottom, 17, Satira, Brazen, and then 42, Aiza, or Aizan. I don't know if that's an H. Aizan, miracles. Okay, so 18, 17, 18, 42. That's a 9. This is 8, 9, 17, 18, and 42. Yeah, this could be masks that you wear, similar or akin to like different hats or abilities that you have, or masks that other people wear. And then Brazen. I kind of want to look at Brazen first. Let's do Brazen first. Speak up, Brazen masks. Interesting. So Satira, goddess of brazenness, Guyana. The temple is warriors. The element is fire. Goddess Satira is the energy and spirit of Buxton in Guyana or Bhutan. I don't know. French. Look, Buxton. Is that Bhutan? Bhutan? Okay. I used to sing in French in Chicago Children's Choir, and I don't remember. I took French too for a while, and it was so complicated, child. Oui. But Goddess Satira is the energy and spirit of Bhutan in Guyana, South America. Satira is brave, bold, brazen, and barefaced, okay? Casting a spell with her hips. Ooh, and I just watched a video this morning. Belly dancers came up. Now, Satira's guidance. Step up, go for it. Partner with the divine to make brazen choices, and everything meant to diminish you will elevate you. All who mean you harm fall away. Your hurdles are illusions because you are plunged into the source. Is that not a word? See, you know what I'm saying? And that's a situation where, like, okay, if somebody's been recording you either audibly or visually with like audio or video recording, whatever, if somebody has like secret recordings of you, secret photos of you, documentation or evidence of something that shows you looking very negative in a certain light, I guarantee you it may not be easy, but being upfront about it is going to benefit you the most in a situation. Like if there's been like somebody who hired a private investigator to find out information about you, or they secretly had a recording device, or they put some type of tracker on your car or whatever, it's better for you to just come out and say whatever it is, or admit whatever it is. Definitely don't admit something that's not true or something that you did not do. But the more you own boldly your choices and decisions, the better off I feel like a situation is going to be. Because I'm telling you right now, I can't guarantee it, but I'm telling you right now, I'm getting a vibe and an energy where somebody is going to try to expose you. And I said this a long time ago, y'all. I told you guys kind of towards the time when I started this channel that more than likely someone is going to try to expose me, whether it's my ex-husband, my youngest son's daddy, my own children, my family members, whoever wants to try to come after me for something. I more than likely will fall victim to that, just like almost everybody in the world is going through something like that, right? And at the end of the day, if something negative comes out about me, listen, I will ultimately recover, because I know I'm going to be like in a position where I'll be afraid and a little bit intimidated by the experience. But one thing about me is if I said it, I'm going to stand on what I said. If I did it, I'm going to stand on what I did. I'm not necessarily going to make excuses for what I've done, or, simplify what I've done as if it's not negative. But I also know what the details of a situation are. And if we're going to look at what I did, we need to look at everything that the fuck is going on. Okay. So don't just look at what, cause it's going to be fine. I eat that. Right. And this, I'm describing it from my point of view, but I want you guys to think of it when it comes to the things in your life that you may be a little bit embarrassed about. It's like, get ahead of it. When somebody says they're going to drop something about you, kind of like the situation that happened with Remy Ma and Papoose, and Remy looked crazy because she was saying all of those things. But then it was like, people started to really look deeper, and people had different opinions. People picked sides, which is going to happen. But sometimes it's like, you don't have to expose yourself. But if there is a situation where somebody tries to expose you, and you know that what they're saying is true, but you can also offer more details as to why you chose to do what you did. Taking accountability, but also being very transparent is going to be what helps you get ahead of it. Okay. And I think that's what this card is talking about. Okay. Because you may be holding yourself back because you're worried about the people who are trying to harm you or cause obstacles in your life. Because like, if you think that someone is going to come at you, which more than likely you're validated in that, because they've more than likely been very hostile and aggressive towards you already, you don't want to draw any attention to yourself. You don't want to have the spotlight on you, even though that may be where you're supposed to be. And there may be a reason for the exposure. And you may be the change that needs to happen so that there can be less of a stigma around things that are actually very human. Okay. I am preaching. Embodiment says, make the brazen decision. What would you dare to do if you knew you couldn't fail? It is brazen to be unapologetically you. It is brazen to speak up. Ooh, boom, speak up for someone not in the room. It is brazen to choose a different spiritual path or career than your community. It is brazen to build your family your way. God/goddess force energy is brazen. Weak people are not rulers. Weak people don't become kings and queens or emperors and empresses. Okay. And everybody who's in those positions has done something that they may not like or that may be frowned upon. Okay. And the declaration says, I am bold, brave, shameless, and brazen. Right. Barefaced also was mentioned. And I feel like this could be like, if you think about barefaced, a lot of it, modern day times talks about like no makeup, barefaced. Right. And I think sometimes because of the stigmas that we have about beauty standards, even for men, they have beauty standards. And a lot of those quote unquote makeup items, whether it's clothing, whether it's jewelry, whether it's accessories, cars, houses, whatever we use to amplify how we appear or our image, is usually something that is like a mask that hides or covers the authentic versions of ourselves that were intended to be displayed. So it's kind of like a situation where if you think about makeup, some people don't like being photographed or videotaped without makeup on because it looks a certain way. Even me, like I put on whatever makeup I put on. I don't put on a lot, but I put on makeup to do videos where I'm showing my face. Not necessarily all the time, but if you're caught in a very compromising position or you're photographed without any of those exterior amplifiers, that can be very embarrassing. And I feel like someone is going to try to embarrass you. And you're going to have to own it because that's the only way that you're going to overcome it. Ooh. 18. Temple of Shadows. Jumbi. Shadow of Masks. Caribbean. Temple of Shadows. The element is air. Okay. There wasn't an element with... Oh, yeah. The element was fire. Okay. So air and fire. Jumbis are the scary, shadowy, otherworldly spirits and monsters of the Caribbean. So Jumbi's shadow guidance says, where is the lie? Ooh. So Spirit said, I did not lie. Where is the lie? Get quiet to get clear. Put your hand on your heart. Now, are you confused or are you afraid? Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Embodiment says, show your true face. Wearing a mask blocks your vulnerability and blessings. If you are wearing a mask, dare to reveal yourself. You are lying to others and to yourself. Wearing a mask is exhausting. Be you. If someone else is wearing a mask with you, you deserve clarity. Your relationship and connection is built on lies. Their mask is a projection of your own. And the declaration says, I am willing to remove the mask. Bitch. If spirit ain't talking, if spirit is not talking, did I not start off the reading talking about all of these things that have been withheld from you? So what you need to hear, which is going to be hard to hear, which a lot of y'all ain't going to want to hear, which a lot of y'all chastise me for, but it's the motherfucking truth, bitch. Listen, you got to stop lying to yourself about who you are. I know y'all hear the music in the background sometimes. I know y'all heard Peaches and Eggplant the other day. Okay, I'm a little ratchet. I get a little raunchy. I cuss. All right. I kind of sometimes like to live life on the edge. But I'm also very kind and compassionate and loving and extremely loyal and devoted to the people who matter in my life and even to people who don't matter, just like the card said. What do you do when no one is watching? How do you act when no one is watching? How do you carry yourself when there's no one there to see you? And this is interesting because my youngest son has been lying lately, or he's been trying to figure out a way to get out of getting in trouble for little things. And it's not even that serious. Like the other night, he was growling at his brother. And I'm like, why are you who are you growling at? And then he act like he didn't growl or he didn't want to say what it was. And then he tries to twist the story. And the lesson that I've been trying to teach him like for the past year, because he's getting very communicative and vocal, is that you have to act with authority. You have to act with ethical behavior regardless of who's watching. So if there's a situation where you know somebody is being done dirty and you just are complacent and complicit in whatever is being done or said when you know it's wrong, that's a problem. Now, these could all be traits and qualities that you guys already possess and ways that you already live your life. And this could be touching on some things that other people are doing around you that they knew were wrong, but they didn't speak up on your behalf when your name was being mentioned in rooms that you weren't allowed access to. But it could also be a situation where spirit is trying to fortify you to know that these are the behaviors that you will have to master because of the ways that things are evolving and changing in the world around us. And it would behoove you to have confidence in these areas now before shit really hits the fucking fan. Okay? It's like standing up for things that other people don't stand up for. Honoring your truth and your beliefs in situations where you might be standing alone. Okay? Y'all be sure to like and subscribe. All right. Let's get some throat ASMR, y'all. Y'all want some throat ASMR? Look. I don't know if y'all heard that. I'm going to watch it back and see if y'all could hear it. That's funny. Okay, let's go to 42. All right. Goddess of Miracles, Ayazan. I think it's Ayazan from Haiti. The temple is the high priestess. The element is bush. She does look like a high priestess card, don't she? Okay, Mambo, priestess Ayazan is the wise Haitian Iwa deity, queen of the market, riches, and sacred initiations. Respect her as the highly venerated spirit of the first priestess. Ayazan's guidance says you are a magnet for miracles. You are a miracle. What if you truly allowed yourself to believe? All things are possible. Dare to dream bigger. And I think in the reading that I did, that was titled Apologetic, I was talking about how there's something that you kind of don't believe is possible. It's not that you don't want it to be possible. It's not that you can't fathom it being possible. It's like there's something that has happened to you along the way that has stifled your ability to believe. And it's like they're trying to refresh that for you so that it's cleaned out and that you have a clear picture of the things that you're able to manifest so that they manifest a lot more easily, right? The embodiment says you claim you want miracles, but you take an I'll believe it when I see it approach. What if you will see it after you believe it? Believe that you deserve to be, do, have the world you want for yourself. You can be your true self, do what awakens your soul, and have your desires. This is life's miracle. If you haven't witnessed your miracle yet today, ask for it and allow it in. Okay? And the declaration is, my life is full of miracles. But in order for this to happen, I feel like in order for your, manifestation channels to be unblocked and cleansed, you at first, have to be true to who it is that you are and be real with yourself about what you truly want, and what you're willing to do to get there. And then face the truth of who's looking back at you in the mirror when it comes to what you are willing to do to get there. Right? Interesting. You know? Because if you're not willing to accept or admit what you're willing to do to get to where you want to be, then you're not truly ready to be where it is that you want to be. Okay? And if what you want or where you want to be, when you think about it in your mind, if it's contingent upon what other people feel or what other people think, and how you have to adjust yourself to those outer influences, you may that could be what's stopping you from manifesting what it is that you really want. All right, but let's keep going. I want to get these cards too. What message does Pisces need to hear but that they haven't heard yet? I truly believe that this message will change the way you see things and really change your perspective, which can ultimately change your life, which is what I believe a lot of you guys truly want. Like that's your heart's desire, is to change your life for the better. Right? It's really a situation where, like, if you're wearing a mask, how can your spirit team or the energetic forces of the universe identify who you are in order to deliver a blessing to you? They can't, because they're like, oh, this person looks like this. But in reality, that's not actually who you really are. Okay? What other message does Pisces need to hear that they haven't heard yet? Soulmate again, good Lord. So this is definitely an experience that's teaching you a lesson. I've read this card so many times. A soulmate can be a person or an experience. It can be a positive person or a negative person. A rewarding situation or a challenging situation, whatever way you want to look at it. But you're being brought together with certain experiences and certain people right now in your life in order for you to realize something and learn something. Safe travel is number 30 at the bottom. And then we have relief. Look at that. Why? Okay. Any of y'all OG Pisces viewers, possibly members, because I don't know if this was a members weekly reading. These two cards have come out together like this before. And I know that because I remembered the cross and how it was similar. And there's two pieces on each of these cards and two hearts on that card. So it's definitely like an intertwining of energy, a merging of energy. Card number 49, 12, and 30. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. 2 3s and a 4. All right. Sometimes if these numbers hit for some reason, definitely look them up. See what you find. All right. Soulmate 49. Let's read that. Well, I don't even want to read that card, to be honest with you. It's a significant partnership, soul connection, and the meaning of kindred spirits. So this is either a person or an experience that you're going to feel is very much so aligned with you. And it like alchemically creates a response within your body because your body is connected to your soul, where it feels divinely guided or ordained or whatever it is that you want to call it. Synchronistic. Okay. You're being asked to learn from this experience. Now, card number 30, safe travel, says a trip or journey or even a simple change of scenery is upon you. Meditate on this before you start a new adventure, move to a new home, or take a trip. Safe passage is the symbol, and it's a Norse Viking rune for safe passage on land or sea. Also grants protection for those in the air and during astral travel. So you guys are traveling in some way, shape, or form, either metaphysically or physically. This could be on land. This could be on sea. So a road trip, a cruise, a voyage of some kind, a bus ride, bitch. It could be anything. Okay. Some of you, it may be a plane ride, traveling through the air. It could also be traveling through, the astral and the psychic areas. Message is at the bottom, and that's 33. So March is significant, I feel, with this. There's some type of change in scenery that you're getting in March. Okay. So I don't know if a lot of you guys are aware of this. I feel like you could feel it coming, but you may not be completely informed about how it will manifest in your life. Okay. So just be ready. I feel like you need to always have a travel bag of some kind packed, or some type of bag packed with things that you need. Why I turned to good fortune by accident, but it's really the relief card. Interesting. So this trip is going to bring you good fortune, or this journey is going to bring you good fortune. So you're going on a journey that's going to connect you with people, places, and things, or experiences that are going to teach you something. Now we have relief, the end of suffering or hard times, a much needed relief or break in the energy, miracles, rescue, and reprieve. And we just talked about miracles with Ayazan. Okay. Meditate on this symbol when all seems too much. Feel it blast out the negative as you call in strength to your heart. And this is the symbol of end strife in an Icelandic magical stave. Okay, it's an Icelandic magical stave associated with ending suffering and calming anger. Okay. So there's peace. Now I'm also seeing this card that's in this Angels and Ancestors deck. And is it the broken arrow? Yeah, look, the broken arrow looks like that cross right there. It's coming up in my mind. So that talks about a time of peace. Embrace the energy of peace. That just popped up in my mind. So I definitely feel like there's a peaceful time ahead. There's a miracle ahead that you guys kind of don't believe in. But it's like your genetic makeup, your DNA, your spiritual genetics all point to this miracle happening, because on an inner level, you know that this is what's about to take place. But on an exterior level, or a more grounded physical level, because you haven't seen it, you kind of don't believe it. And I think a lot of that comes from all of these people who've been keeping things from you and confusing how you view yourself, how you look at life, and the way that you operate. Because I feel your energy as a strong, powerful source of, magic. Because I know a lot of times when people are threatened by strength or power, they try to undermine or diminish that power. So there's definitely been situations where you've exerted or exuded your power and it scared people. It really scared people. And I think that, of course, you have to learn how to manage your power and manage your gifts. But at the same time, you shouldn't be brainwashed into thinking that they're a bad thing. And that's what I feel like this is. It's like you've been spayed or neutered when it comes to connecting to some of your abilities, because you've been kind of groomed into thinking that you can't show that side of yourself, or you can't be that way, or you have to blend in or fit in. Fuck that. I'm telling you, I'm so sick of the same manila folder ass, beige ass, fucking boring shit. I'm so sick of people saying, oh, you got to do it like this. You got to do it like this. And after so long, you start to conform to that. It's kind of like slavery or supremacy of any kind. where people are forced into submission because they're criticized or chastised. And especially you being a Pisces, if you've lived several lifetimes with this happening to you, it's definitely dulled your ability to access those gifts. And the message that you need to hear that you haven't heard yet is that this is what's going on, and you need to stop amplifying it by conforming to what the fuck other people want you to conform to. For years on this platform, people have been telling me, oh, you need to read cards like this. Oh, you need to stop cussing on your readings. Oh, you need to make your readings shorter. Oh, you need to do this in your readings. Like, I love y'all and I get it because I know a lot of you guys are coming from a positive place, but sometimes you get what I'm saying. So when you observe that about yourself, and when you understand that you have to break out of those molds in order to truly access your full power, then you'll also understand how projected outwardly you can do that to other people. Because it's like when Black people, whether they were indigenous or, transferred in, had to deal with white fucking supremacy. And instead of the white supremacists having to continue to apply pressure and abuse, we just started doing it to ourselves. Eliminate the middleman, bitch. And that's what the public has done over all of this time. And that's what you need to realize that you could be doing to people around you because it's been done to you. The Sage says, your ability to think and act using knowledge, experience, common sense, and insight will be key to your success. Not your ability to follow the leader, not your ability to be a mule, not your ability to be a sheep. Your knowledge, insight, and wisdom, which means it's individual. What is the message that Pisces needs to hear that they haven't heard yet? The side piece. There's a third party involved in this situation, or someone else's actions are going to influence the outcome. Interference. Okay. The Casanova. You're attracting a whirlwind romance filled with passion and excitement. May or may not go the distance. And then you have the Plastic. Ooh. Allow yourself to be more authentic and differentiate your internal motivations and external influences. Influence. Both cards talking about influence. So your spirit team is trying to, they want you to know that you allow too many people, places, or things, external factors to influence your decisions. And you're coming up on a time where you're going to have to pick a side piece. You're going to have to pick a side and figure out whether or not you want to continue to do that. Okay? Because I feel like there's a situation where you guys are going to have to decide what you want to fight for, who you want to fight for, what you believe, what you don't believe, what you condone, what you don't condone. Some of you guys could have a lot of short-term connections, whether it's romantic or platonic, right? Ooh, excuse me. You could have a lot of short-term connections coming into your life. Okay? All of these things that people have put on you when it comes to them being possessive over you, them trying to put you in a box, them trying to get you to conform, them trying to hold you back and stop you from moving forward. All of these negative things that you're so sick of and fed up with, you're going to have to decide, am I going to choose a different path? Because there could be a situation with somebody who's, it may only be meant to be short term, but there could be another person influencing you to to think about it a certain way or look at it a certain way. There could be a very transient gypsy-like lifestyle that you guys are going to live that people could frown upon and say, you know, like the card said, choosing to do things that you love, choosing professions that other people, you know, in your general vicinity may not believe in or think is right or whatever. But, you know, doing it because that's what you feel is most aligned with who you are, regardless of what people think. Dealing with maybe this is a polygamous relationship for some of you guys, where you're going to end up finding a connection with someone where you really enjoy their company, but you know they deal with other people. Maybe you deal with other people, and it's not so much of a lie, but it's like an understanding, and there's more respect there, and they didn't force you into that third party situation. You guys discussed it and talked about it, and maybe you'll find that works for you. It's something very alternative. It's something very unconventional that you guys are going to experience in the future, that you're going to have to figure out if, you know, it's like the decision that you're going to have to make is like, okay, do I want to do whatever this is and experience whatever this new thing is authentically when it comes to how I feel about it and what I see from it? Or am I going to allow external influences and other people and their judgments determine whether or not I'm going to allow myself to have this experience? And it doesn't have to be just love, sex, people in romantic relationships. It could be anything. Okay. Somebody might want you to travel to Dubai or something like that. And you, all the stigmas about Dubai. I don't know if I want to go there. But Two of Cups, you get what I'm saying? This is an experience that's tailor-made for you. Okay? Something that works for you. And that's why you can't worry about what other people think. Because if you think about, you know, the things that you want to do, and you know that you can't bring everybody with you all the time, it's going to make sense. Okay. Interesting. So clarify it down, Spirit. What is the main message at this time when it comes to what Pisces is dealing with right now, or when it comes to what they may experience in the near future, whatever you feel like is most important, Spirit? What is the message that they need to hear and see that they have not heard and seen yet? Let's see. Let's see what comes out. Ooh, Judgment is kind of in the reverse, child. Okay. The Page of Cups and the Nine of Wands. See, that's what I'm saying. You're excited about something with the Page of Cups. You're enthralled into whatever this is. You feel inspired and you have creative juices flowing about whatever this is. But someone is trying to tell you that this is a bad decision or it would be a bad judgment call, but they're doing it with this Nine of Wands from a place of intimidation or trying to make you intimidated or fearful about it. Okay. I just want to look at the book real quick for this Judgment card. Okay. You know, like when people whisper because they don't want you to hear what they're saying because they may be a little embarrassed or ashamed if people hear them talking about this. You know, don't let yourself get into that place. So now Judgment is the Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Okay, it's Chinese mythology. It says judgment is the reckoning and ending before the start of a new journey. Past actions and decisions determine future events. If you haven't learned your lessons, you are doomed to repeat your mistakes over and over. And in reversed, okay, well, upright, it says improvement, forgiveness, a change of perspective, absolution, and rebirth. And reversed, it says oppression, lack of self-awareness, failure, repeated mistakes, self-loathing, which means self-hatred. It just feels very much so like that's a situation where you're afraid that you're going to feel that way because of what people are going to think. That's ultimately like what I'm getting from that. Now with the Page of Cups, it says that the card is connected to his emotions. Okay, the Page of Cups is connected to his emotions and expressing himself wholly with youthful purity. In this card, one of the 7 young moon siblings plays with Tuer Shen, the Chinese god of same-sex relationships, who ties the red thread of fate that connects lovers. And then upright, it says youthfulness, idealism, sensitivity, romance, and spirituality. Interesting. Some of y'all are about to have a connection with someone that's going to enhance your spiritual gifts, but it's a very like unconventional connection. So if any of you guys are bi, dibble dabble sometimes in the, LGBT, whatever community, or non-binary or whatever, child, something that's different from, missionary. This could be talking about that. This could be about coming out. It's like just being real about how you feel, y'all. But you're afraid of what people are going to think or what they're going to say. And right on the page, it represents weathering the battle sent by her wicked stepmother to the door of the witch Baba Yaga. Okay. Isn't Baba Vanga like a psychic or something? I don't know. She endures Baba Yaga's impossible trials. She is wary and cautious, but also hopeful. Fatigue, persistence, gathering strength, wounds, resilience. Yeah, you've been through a lot of oppressive trials and tribulations. Okay, so why did this Judgment reverse come out for Pisces? What is this Judgment reverse? Oh, this card is reversed as well. Queen of Swords reversed. Bitterness and anger. 10 of Wands and the High Priestess. You've been telling yourself a lot of stories about why you have to continue to suppress your energy when you don't anymore. You don't have to do it anymore. Some of you are upset at the fact that you need help. You don't want to have to need anyone's help. You want to do something by yourself. Some of you are upset that it's like you feel like you've been searching and searching and searching for lifetimes and you haven't found something, or you haven't like figured something out. It's still a secret to you. I feel like that's more on a soul level. Okay. There's definitely something that you feel irritated about when it comes to that. Now, the 10 of Wands represents taking on too much and refusing to accept help. Boom. When Sagua's daughter went missing, he searched alone in vain. A timbo tree grew from his ear when he died, bearing fruits he labored for but was unable to enjoy. Okay. So when it comes to things that you can't change, or like people you can't change, or situations that you need help with, that you need to admit that you aren't able to do by yourself, or just things that, burdens, like unnecessary burdens that you take on from others, or things that you feel like, no, I got to do it myself. Kind of like when you're living with people, you have kids or roommates or whatever, and nobody really cleans up, and you just like, fuck them, I'm just gonna do it myself. You never do it right, I'm gonna do it myself. But in reality, that just exhausts you more. And if like there's a situation where people still refuse, because I feel like whoever's been working really hard to keep you in the dark, even if they admit what they're doing or they apologize for what they're doing, they're not sorry. They are not sorry. They do not care. Okay. They just are upset that they got discovered. All right. That's when you have to say, fuck that shit and let people go. What did I used to say, y'all? Kick rocks barefoot with no shoes on, fresh out the bathtub, bitch. Okay? Now, the Queen of Swords reversed is very interesting because that's like bitterness. The Ten of Wands is talking about overwhelm, stress, obligation, refusing aid, and duty. Okay? And the Queen of Swords is another folktale from China who is a fierce and exacting force. Ternadot does not forget betrayal. So her judgments, while fair and principled, seem brutal and cold. Still, she is open-minded and intelligent and can be charming and witty when she chooses. Upright, it means protection, meaningful criticism, tough love, skepticism, and intelligence. And reversed, it's bitterness, vindication, judgment, malice, and pessimism. Yeah, and when you couple that with what we saw with the judgment card, oppression, lack of self-awareness, failure, repeated mistakes, self-loathing. It's the bitterness, the malice, the pessimism, the exhaustion that's really making you kind of feel this way, right? And a lot of you may not want to listen to me. You may point the finger back at me, but remember, if you point the finger at me, it's 3 pointing back at you. So I'm not saying any of this stuff to be harsh, but this is what you need to hear to elevate. Apparently, we all do. Now, the High Priestess comes from Turkey and is a keeper of vast knowledge with a story for every situation. Scheherazade asks the listener to focus on what their subconscious tells them, encouraging them to form their own conclusions. Her power is vast yet subtle. Her answers always mysterious. And upright, it signifies wisdom, intuition, dreams, meandering, or an enigma. Yeah. So you are definitely someone who's an enigma. That's why you're often misunderstood. The depths of your soul are vast and deep. Okay? Like the card says, because you know so much. And when you recall on certain information, it's not always clear where it comes from. It's not always clear why it comes up or, what the meaning of it is, but it's always on point. And I'm not saying that you don't make mistakes or you don't have to rethink situations or relearn lessons, but I feel like you know that you have been given more than what you should be by people who did not want to hold their own burdens. You know that you've been lied to and you have not necessarily fully exterminated the effects of those lies from internally within yourself. So you're carrying them when you don't have to. And your spirit team is trying to show you that is why you are exhausted. Because you're trying to accomplish things that you're not meant to accomplish. And I'm not talking about your hopes and dreams. I'm talking about things that are external to you, people who are external to you. You're trying to manage people's expectations when that ain't got shit to do with you. And it comes from a positive place. It comes from a caring place. But you have to cut it out because it's holding you back exponentially from being able to not only receive the goals that you're supposed to go after, but also from ultimately believing that you can reach those goals and therefore achieving the goal. Receive, believe, achieve. Receive, believe, achieve. Say it with me. Receive, believe, achieve. Receive, believe, achieve. One more time. Receive, believe, achieve. Thank you. What's one more card for Judgment in the reverse? We're not going to read all of them, but I wanted to get, I wanted to get it to you. All right. 8 of Coins and the Hangman. More Pisces energy. You're realizing that you've worked on something in vain. There's something that's not working out for you. And you realize that you put so much effort into a situation in vain. But you're being asked to see why, okay? The King of Coins at the bottom and the Queen of Cups. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Elvis. The King of Coins is a North American mythology, and it represents stability, faithfulness, okay? Stability and faithfulness. The world turtle is strong enough to support the weight of others' hopes and dreams. He may not be an active participant in their lives, but he is always dependable, slow, and steady. Talks about success, dependability, conservatism, strong will, and willingness to work. And I just saw this turtle in Fortnite when I was sitting downstairs watching my kids play Fortnite. There was a turtle that pops up in the game, and if you like feed it, there's like these little ghost things, like these little orb ghost things that pop up, and if you feed them to the turtle, it like gives you gifts or something. Interesting. I just heard Soul Eater. Okay. Sleeping Beauty, Italy, for the Hanged Man, ceases forward momentum to avoid disaster and instead favors reflection. Sleeping Beauty is a symbol of stasis. With the option of sleep or death, she chooses to wait for more favorable conditions. Okay, so either you can sleep or you can die. Okay, on the path that you're on, you can either sleep or you can die. So some of y'all need to get more rest. Some of y'all just need to take a nap. Okay. And now it talks about suspension, restriction, sacrifice, readjustment, and improvement. All right. So something has been suspended in your life because I feel like you had to realize what responsibilities are yours and which ones are not. And then reacclimate yourself. The 8 of Coins is from Germany, and it talks about representing the long haul. The slaw, what is that? Slaw in the middle of a project that needs to be completed. The little princess needs to keep weaving nettles in silence if she wishes to set her cursed brothers free. Craftsmanship, commitment, determination, ambition, concentration. Yeah, so you've been stuck, Pisces, and you haven't been able to advance, whether it's in your career, whether it's with passion projects, whether it's in relationships, platonic, professional, or romantic. You have not been able to advance forward because you have been called to slow down, stop, and focus on all of the things that you've been taking on voluntarily that you don't need to take on, that have made your ass bitter. That's why shit ain't moving. And it's me too. I get it. Some people can't hear that. But damn, it's like, okay. It's not my responsibility to worry about what they think of me. It's not my responsibility to manage their emotions or expectations. It's not my responsibility to control every little part of the situation and how it goes. It's only my responsibility to show up as I am, free and clear of any masks or blockages or superficialities that prevent my authentic self from being able to show through. The Queen of Cups, Nigeria, Yoruba, talks about the Queen of Cups representing the surface of the subconscious. The goddess Yemoja connects those on land to the depths of the spiritual plane. Okay? She is mysterious, but also a kind and caring mother. Femininity, warmth, empathy, a counselor, and intuition, which is similar to the High Priestess. So it's like your masculine and feminine side needed to be balanced. I'm getting that as well. Okay. This is happening so that you can have success. And that you can also be dedicated and devoted to what it is that you need to do and finish the tasks that you start, so that there can be a completion to the things that haven't necessarily gone exactly the way that you would have maybe wished that they would have gone. And it's kind of like, okay, this is the reading that you don't want to hear, but that you need to hear. Because it's like you're angry at other people for not appreciating what you've done, when in reality, you didn't even have to do all that. You was doing way too fucking much. Okay? Wasn't it a song, Am I Doing Too Much? Yes. We've all been doing way too much. And even in you possibly being a hermit or going into a reclusive state, you're still doing too much. Because you're choosing to hide yourself in order to prevent any negativity. And you say, oh, it's because I want my peace. Oh, it's because I don't want to, have any drama or whatever. It's because I need to, heal and refocus or whatever you say. And that could be partially true. But it's also an escape mechanism to not deal with what happens when you step fully into your power. All right. So what's going to happen in the near future that Pisces does not see when it comes to realizing this energy? You're going to have to make a choice. The clock is ticking. Time is winding down. Shot clock. You're going to have to make a decision. Something is coming in that you can't change or stop. Like the wheels are turning with the Chariot card here at the bottom. And you are going to have to make a decision. We just got the Two of Swords and the Page of Swords in a recent reading. And it's like, this is a wave that you can't stop, or this is something that can't be controlled. You're being carried. And you're going to have to open your eyes and face it and see it so that you can understand what it is that you need to know. Now, the Page of Swords, okay, represents youthful intelligence. Princess Parizade uses her wit to succeed where others have failed. Okay? Her optimism intact through it all. She is a harbinger for new beginnings and new ideas for herself and those around her. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not sorry. I'm going to read the cards if I fucking want to. Okay? You can click off. All right. The Chariot is about harnessing emotions and charging down a straight, clear path. Where the prince may have floundered before, he has learned from his mistakes and now blazes forward confidently. And those are similar because it's like, okay, finding new and innovative ways to solve problems, have new ideas, and like learning from your mistakes. Okay, the heat is turned up. You're going to have to make a decision, and the heat is being turned up on you so that these frameworks of intelligence and thought can develop. Okay? What's the Two of Swords? Strength and the Page of Cups. I'm going to take it because that's what I feel like it is. Ooh, Ten of Swords at the bottom and the Empress. This Ten of Swords talks about a father betraying his daughter when she goes overboard on the boat, which that motherfucker probably pushed her ass off. He basically cuts her fingers off and she sinks to the bottom as she tries to climb back up, but he betrays her, cuts her fingers off, and then it's like she's pulled into this bitterness. The Strength card is about willpower and determination, focus, persistence, and the ability to confidently stare any challenge in the face and overcome it. This is not physical strength, but a purity of heart and purpose. Yeah, and that's the page with the Page of Cups. And that's kind of like where we started, you guys. This is a major like thing. Courage, conviction, control, determination, and patience. You're going to be forced to see the things that you didn't want to see before. That's what's about to happen. It's happening regardless, but it's like in the near future, I feel that you may be faced with a difficult decision because you're going to be forced to see things or be aware of things or accept things that you have not wanted to necessarily accept. You can't ignore whatever your desires are anymore. And it doesn't have to be about sex or relationships. It's just about whatever it is that you want to do that other people disapprove of. You're going to have the courage to do it regardless of who supports you. And we've been talking about this. Now, the Empress is a loving and protective mother. She cares for and wishes to defend all of her children, even if a mother's love can sometimes be smothering. The world feels bright and everything blooms around her. Fertility, nurturing, accomplishment, nature, and abundance. Some of you need to allow that anger to come to the surface because it kind of feels like there's a connection between the suppression of your gifts and the suppression of your anger. And I'm not saying crash out or blow up, but I also feel like there's an expression, whatever that is, an expression of words, an expression of emotions that needs to take place. But I feel like when you do it this time, or when it happens this time, you're going to have to temper yourself, not hold yourself back, but you're going to have to be very articulate about the way that you express how you feel so that it comes out in a clear, concise, coherent way. Ciao. Yeah. Because that Ten of Swords is nasty. I'm talking about nasty. The Ten of Swords represents backstabbing and betrayal. Sedna's father pushes her from his kayak and chops off her fingers when she tries to cling to his boat. She sinks to the bottom of the ocean and becomes consumed with wrath, eternally seeking revenge. Okay? Bitterness, betrayal, rock bottom, martyrdom, severing ties. That martyrdom. Kind of like the woe is me, crying over spilled milk. Oh, since everybody betrays me, let me just go ahead and, bend my back into a contortionist position because I know people are going to betray me. But it's like, no, you don't. First of all, everybody's not bad. Everybody's not going to betray you. And if you go into a situation with that frame of mind or mindset, that's what you're going to get, because either you're going to do it to yourself or you're going to attract someone who does it to you. I'm just going to make the sacrifice. I'm just going to do it myself. I'm going to do it for you. So I'm going to set myself up for the okie doke to look like Boo Boo the Fool and Bozo the Clown, because I know that's what you're probably going to do to me anyway. So it's like you subconsciously gravitating towards fuck shit. This is what we've been talking about, though. Like, for a lot of you who've been here for a while, this is what we've been talking about. And some of you are getting to the point where you're going to have to realize this. Some of you are at the point where you already do realize this about yourself. This is like growing a backbone, Pisces. Okay, there's so many things. What is this Two of Swords, though, about? Five of Wands, I'm telling you. And the Four of Swords. You're going to be forced to tell the truth because there's going to be some type of argument or conflict. You're kind of going to be put in a situation where you cannot hold back. And you're going to have to speak the truth. And it's going to be something that you've been holding in that you haven't said for a very, very long time. And it's going to feel relief. Like, you're going to feel relief by saying this. Seven of Swords, Eight of Wands. But you're going to have to, I'm telling you, it's something that you've been avoiding that you're going to have to face. And I don't know if this is about communication, but it kind of looks that way. I don't know if it's about like a physical thing or something that you're going to have to do that you've been putting off, but you're going to have to deal with it. There's no more running from it. There's no more escapism. You're going to be caught, not necessarily like you did something bad, but you're going to be in a position where, like I said, you might get exposed, or you're going to have to say something to justify your actions in a situation. And either you don't see it coming or you don't want to accept that that's what you're going to have to do. Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you guys. Some of y'all might be called to court or have to go to court and testify regarding a situation. So, what is the advice for Pisces on how they should handle this situation? Knight of Swords. Speak, bitch. Speak, motherfucker. Okay. Speak. Knight of Coins. Listen, if you come in prepared, you'll be able to get the task done successfully. Again, that we read the King of Coins already. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Coins, South Africa. The Knight of Coins is a diligent warrior who is willing to put in the work to set the world right. Okay? Heitzi Ibib, okay, I don't know how to say the name right, but can be as stubborn as an ox, getting into trouble for his efforts. He is strong, loyal, and determined in all things he sets his mind to. Ambition, hard work, persistence, being efficient. That is something that is a theme. And I feel like for some of you, the bitterness and the anger, like I said earlier, I feel like it may motivate you in a way to finally do what needs to be done or say what needs to be said so that something can finally be laid to rest. All right. Now, the Knight of Swords is a Malaysian legend, and it's a strong and assertive warrior. Hang Tua. I just did a personal, and it was Hak Tua in my mind. But Hang Tua, an intelligent soldier, is unafraid of leaping into battle and employing unconventional techniques to win, which is similar to the Page of Swords. Unconventional ideas. Okay. Whatever other card that we saw talking about unconventional, I think it was the Chariot, learning from mistakes and then adopting new techniques. Okay. Okay, but the soldier is unafraid of leaping into battle and employing unconventional techniques to win. He is rebellious, loyal, and a fierce champion. In intellect, bravery, confidence, being action oriented. So you got to use your intellect. You got to have courage. You have to be brave. You have to be confident. You have to allow yourself to get in touch with your emotions that you may have been blocking or pushing away, which has only hurt you, in order to find a unique solution to an issue that you're about to have. Okay. And you might have to be a little bit stubborn about it. Okay. Relentless, I believe, is a reading that I did recently. What is this Knight of Swords for Pisces advice? It's also, like I said earlier, about like just coming out and taking accountability. That could be the strategy or the technique that I feel strongly would work in your favor, but also offering more details and information. What's the Knight of Swords? All right, let me shuffle. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe if you are enjoying this vibe, period, okay? Because it's not just about the cards. It's not just about little quick messages over here. It's about the whole experience. So if you're enjoying the experience, please be sure to let me know in the comments. And don't forget to tell your fellow Pisces what, you don't know who needs to hear it, but, those messages, okay? What's the Knight of Swords for Pisces advice? The Ten of Coins. Page of Wands. Yeah, embrace this as an exciting experience. And there's the World. The Page of Wands talks about whatever happens, whatever you encounter along your journey, having fun with it, making a situation exciting and fun, not dreading it, but enjoying it, finding enjoyment in it, finding a lesson in it, finding happiness with what you do. And then the Ten of Coins. We got 3 tens. We saw the Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords, and now the Ten of Coins. So the Ten of Cups is significant. And in this deck, the Ten of Cups talks about your soul family, your ancestors, people who have come before you, coming together to celebrate you at a happy time or in a joyous moment, like the birth of a child. But it doesn't have to be the birth of a child, but that's what it talks about in this deck. So I feel like you're going to be celebrated for your bravery in this situation. The Ten of Coins represents the hard-earned rewards of a difficult venture. The story of Pan-Hu celebrates the lineage that benefits from his hard work. Okay? The hardships he once endured allow him to appreciate his good fortune and retire surrounded by his progeny. Inheritance, ancestry, pension, settling down, financial stability. So this could even be like embracing your maturity, embracing getting older. We talked about, older generations and how people kind of lose their inhibitions as they get older in a way. So this could be a midlife crisis that some of you guys are having. Whatever this internal conflict is that you keep repeating and you're kind of stubborn about, they want you to look at it in a positive way. Like whatever's happening that looks negative, they want you to see it in a positive way and see it as like an exciting adventure, something fun. And if you're holding on to the past or you're looking behind you, you won't be able to see what's right in front of you in order to enjoy it. And there is a payoff here for the suffering that you've endured. There's a payoff here for the things that have happened to you that have been exponentially negative. Okay? Now the World card is the happily ever after. Similar to the Ten of Coins. Yeah, and it's the happily ever after ending following a difficult journey. Hinemoa and Tutanakai represent the victorious conclusion, a positive outcome most desired. However, a conclusion also heralds the start of a new journey. Yeah, so this new journey that you're going into, they want you to have an exciting, positive outlook about it. Be optimistic, carefree, and maybe a little rebellious. Your people aren't gonna like you because this Page of Wands talks about how Window, who's on the card, makes many enemies but also many friends who help him along his journey. Yeah. Everybody's not gonna like you. Everybody's not gonna match with you. Everybody's not gonna mesh with you and vibe with you, and everybody's not gonna be able to catch what you pick up what you throwing down. But you shouldn't focus your life on that. You should focus on who does. And that, I'm telling you, y'all, that's my struggle. It's not my reading. So listen, if you want to keep your head in your ass, be my guest. It's stanking up there. But I'm just saying that we all have moments where this would be applicable to our lives. And where we can sit back and be like, you know what, bitch? You might be on to something. You might not be as goofy as, originally perceived. And it's not easy because it's so easy. Like when you're a content creator, especially, I've learned how this relates to everyday life. It's really hard not to look at the negativity. And it's just amplified when you create content, okay? The negative comments create more of like an endorphin release than the positive comments sometimes. Like the positive comments are really good. And it's not that you don't appreciate them as a creator, at least from my perspective. But it's like sometimes when people go out of their way to be dicks and assholes, it sticks with you. It lasts longer because it's such a devastating occurrence. If you've ever been bullied, it's like you more than likely remember the times that you were bullied versus the times as a child where you really had a good day at school. Because it just flows more. When there's a disruption in the flow, it deposits a source of energy, or it creates a crevice that allows an energy to come through that's foreign. And it's strange and it's different and it's somewhat intriguing. And I think that's why sometimes we self-deprecate and suffer and cause ourselves to suffer, because it is such an intriguing, strange energy. But it's also something that's toxic where you have to realize, okay, there are times where that shit doesn't matter. But there are also times where creating awareness for those situations can also be beneficial as well. So it's like you can't just ignore the fuck shit, because that would be inauthentic and out of balance as well. But you also can't focus a majority of your time and energy on it. Okay? Because I think people think, well, if you just ignore the hateful comments, or if you just don't read comments, like I know I said that before because I was watching Joe Rogan and he had said something about it. But that doesn't solve the problem. It's like you have to be able to see both sides of it and the value that both of those aspects of the scale hold. So, yeah, Ace of Swords, period. I feel like Spirit is really trying to snap you guys out of like this delusion that you could be in. And it's difficult. It's taking a lot of willpower. You're going to have to tell the truth even if it causes problems. Because that's what needs to happen. What's the Knight of Swords? One more card, please. For the Knight of Swords. The Eight of Cups. You're walking into the unknown, but it's going to be very fulfilling and rewarding after a long, arduous battle. Relief, peace. The Wheel of Fortune and the Star. Ooh. There's definitely an energy here of not entertaining the bullshit, like not getting drawn in to something. It's like, I feel like there's an aspect where you do have to speak your piece or say what needs to be said or do what needs to be done. But there's also an aspect of it of like, if someone is trying to pull you into bullshit, you have to feel that magneticism and like reject it. Like, you're not going to play the game. I'm not going to play the game with you, sir or ma'am. I'm not going to play the game, because if I play the game, you've already won. So I'm going to be clever and completely, not avoid, but I'm going to be clever and completely like jump over the game to the other side and leave you looking stupid. Leave you holding a bag. I'm seeing like this energy of like somebody holding a grenade and they don't realize that like you do some type of crazy astral jujitsu moves and pull the pin out of the grenade and then go around the person, and then they turn around and look at you. Like, it's like slow motion time. It's like somebody is facing you in the path or in on your path, like as a blockage, with a grenade, threatening your ability to move forward because they're going to blow something up, right? Exposure, blowing things up, things like that, right? And they think that this grenade, whatever this information is, whatever this, proof or whatever they think they have, they're threatening to blow up your path and blow up your life to stop you from moving forward from this point. Like, you're not going to be able to get past this. But by you being clever, taking accountability, getting ahead of the fucking problem, taking ownership for what your actions are, and just being like, listen, fuck y'all. I don't care what you think. I feel like, along with the kind of like, I don't care attitude, you also have understanding and compassion and intelligence with how you deliver what it is that you say. It's like, that's the astral jujitsu, kind of like flash energy, where you can go around and do things really quickly and you pull the pin out and then you run past the person to a further point, to where it's like you've completely avoided whatever this is that they thought was going to stop you. And when the time becomes, regular again, and they realize that you're not in front of them anymore, they turn around, they see that you've gotten past it, and they realize the grenade is unpinned in their own hand, then boom, bitch. You get what I'm saying? Now you don't have to worry about that shit, because whatever they were trying to get to blow up in your life blew up in their face. And you can move on. That's the vibe that I'm getting from that. Because this Wheel of Fortune talks about a trickster energy. And this trickster energy is something that, basically it's a person who gets caught up in their own tricks. Okay? That's pretty much what it is. The Wheel of Fortune is endlessly turning, spun by a trickster god. Okay? Anansi. And it's like he looks like a spider. And I remember watching a cartoon about Anansi. If you want to go watch something about Anansi, look up John Solo, because I think that's who did the video. And he did a cool cartoon collaboration partnership with an artist. And it always stuck in my mind because it kind of backfired, right? But it's the Wheel of Fortune is endlessly turning, spun by a trickster god. What was once luck is now misfortune. What was hopeless is now joyous. These acts may seem random, but all fates are part of an interconnected web of repercussions. Fortune An unexpected windfall, karma, destiny, and cycles. But in the actual folktale, he gets caught up in his own web. And that's kind of what it looks like on the card. So if you try to continue, like it goes both ways, bitch. If you try to continue weaving a web of lies in a situation and don't just say what it really is, you will get caught up in those lies. And, you know, positivity that's coming towards you will turn into misfortune. Right? Now, the Eight of Cups represents leaving good things behind in the pursuit of higher ideals. Moses was raised as a prince of Egypt, but realized he needed to sacrifice his royal life and wealth to pursue a spiritual and ascetic one. Life of wealth, ascetic. I don't know what that means, but maybe down to earth. Walking away, introspection, escapism, withdrawal, seeking truth. I feel like you are going to escape a trap. That's what I feel like this is saying. And you get to go forward towards your legacy and the fruits of your hard labor that you have not yet been repaid for. But it's going to take a clever approach, and it's going to take a little bit of stubbornness, a little bit of hard-headedness, things that, you know, qualities that I feel like you guys already possess at a decent level. And you just have to be open to tapping into it and not feeling as if it's bad or frowned upon to tap into it, even if someone tries to make you feel that way. Okay. And finally, the star is a symbol of hope after disaster. The need to remain positive after misfortune. To remember that things can get better again. It is staying calm and open to future possibilities, seeing your situation with hope, I said hope, but with open eyes, mind, and heart. But it says hope, serenity, inspiration, insight, and spirituality, right? So it's like you're not going to get out of whatever this is unscathed. It's probably going to be pretty shitty. But I guarantee you, if you try or do your best, don't try, do, bitch. But if you do your best to try to look at the situation from a hopeful, optimistic, positive attitude, I really feel like this is all going to work out in your favor. Okay? But you have to look at what inspires you. You have to really pay attention to what moves you and what you allow to move you, what you allow to determine how you're going to move and how you're going to act and how you're going to react and respond. Leo energy is out here with the Strength card, Pisces with the Hangman. We saw the High Priestess. Cancer energy, we saw the Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius, Aquarius with the Star card. Okay, we saw the Empress, which could be Taurus, Virgo, maybe Libra again. Did we see any other major arcanas? Let me make sure. We're being thorough. Some of y'all need to be thorough, even if it's painfully irritating to others. Okay? Because that's going to help save you too. Yeah, the Empress, the High Priestess, the Chariot, the Strength, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hangman, and the Star. Judgment. Ooh, I forgot Scorpio. The opposite of Scorpio is what? Taurus. And then we saw the World card, which could be Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, or Scorpio. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Child, I don't even know what time it is. Ooh, this is a long reading. Everybody's not going to be able to understand this. But again, that means the people who are not going to be able to sit through this whole reading are the people who aren't going to have this knowledge. So if you've been able to get to the end, I want you to put a dove in the comments. Okay? Put a dove in the comments. What else does Pisces need to know when it comes to this situation? So it's a third party involved. Interesting. What else does Pisces need to know? Mind games. Immature, testing you, analyzing you. Ooh, this fucker. Okay, controversy, drama, scandal, truth coming out. I'm telling you. Hiding their true feelings, deep emotions, secretly in love, cold and detached. Sometimes when I get this card, hiding their true feelings, it feels like somebody could also like secretly hate you. They could secretly love you. They could secretly hate you. They could secretly be confused about what love really is and be mentally unstable. Yeah. So somebody is really like trying to create a problem. They could even be trying to blackmail you because that's been coming up too. What else does Pisces need to know when it comes to these messages? Push and pull, power struggles, imbalance, and stubborn. I don't know if I got a thumbnail. We'll do that. Again, it's at the bottom, y'all. So somebody is trying to elicit control and power over you by whatever this drama or this scandal is. Gotcha, bitch. Like, that's what I just that's what I just heard. But see, I think this is going to backfire. Because it's lately, Pisces, there's been a lot of situations where smart ass people who are really fucking ignorant and slow, okay, those who ride the short bus, not because they actually are impaired, but because maybe they have bad behavior, or they're in the slow class because they can never focus in class. They don't want to do their work and they get in ISS all the time. It's just a lot of situations lately where people who try to have these self-righteous moments and, yeah, I'm going to cancel this person and expose this person, but it's not coming from a good place, it tends to backfire. And even if it doesn't backfire right away, which recently it's been backfiring right away, even if it doesn't, though, there's like hidden repercussions that come about. Because it's kind of like a situation where, okay, if somebody recorded you, like just say if somebody has like a camera in your house or in your car, or they record you and things like that. I feel like even on the recording or even with whatever evidence they have on you, there's a light, your light shining through that. And there's certain things that you either did or said that pointed to the fallacy in whatever this person is trying to convey people to believe about you. Like if somebody wanted you to crash out and they recorded you crashing out, there's something that you said in the recording that was like, this is the same thing that you did to me back in 2002. You tried to make me feel this way. And all I've been trying to do is have peace with you. When you punched me in the face, I didn't tell the police because I was trying to protect you. I loved you. I knew you were angry and you had a reason to be angry. Like, it's something you say that incriminates this person. Incrimination. It's something that you say that negates the point that this person is trying to make, or it negates the message that this person is trying to send about you. I know that was a dumb example maybe, but like that's what it is. And it's not going to work. Thinking of you, crying nostalgia, missing you. This is a crazy fucking person. This is a person that is so upset. They're so upset that they cannot control you. I'm telling you, even if they own up to it, they are not sorry. Even if they apologize, they are not sorry. They're only coming across in a place of peace because they got caught. They still hate you. They're still going to try a new approach to come and fuck your ass up. So don't be fooled by whatever somebody tries to do to own up to whatever they've done. One more card for what Pisces needs to know. Double life. Liar, deception in another relationship. Yeah, and there's other people. There's people working together. This person is not doing this alone. Sick and tired, cycles over it, decision made. Pop up, surprise visit, reaching out in person. Yeah, so somebody's going to pop up or try to spring this on you unexpectedly. And they've been plotting on you for a while. I want to get one more deck. Hell, we in it now. Let me just pull a few cards. What else? Any final messages that Pisces needs to know when it comes to this reading? Music again. Interesting. You may be hearing a lot of music at this time that reminds you of something in particular. Pay attention to the songs that you are hearing. You may also be a musician, or you could be dealing with a musician. So I feel like a lot of you guys have songs that are popping up that are going to kind of narrate what's going on. Politics or politician. The situation could involve a politician or politics. This could be politics that surround musicians. Like, this could be a similar situation to what musicians have to deal with when it comes to like labels, contracts, things like that. Okay, this is also somebody who's trying to politic and convince people of something to get on their side in a situation. Okay, mean fucking man. This could be a mean-spirited or angry male. And mail, actual paper. Look out for important documents in the mail. You may be hearing from someone you haven't heard from in a very long time. So this could definitely be like a summons to court or process servers, paperwork, things like that. There's a mean-spirited, angry, fucking little dick man. Child, why did two cards pop out? There's a mean-spirited, angry, light switch dick ass man. Okay, baby carrot, dick having ass man who is upset and wanting to convince people of something. And they're dragging you into it because of what? Water sign. And you're coming into some wealth. So you may be coming into a lot of money. You may also be encountering someone who is very wealthy. This could even be a wealthy person, but their spirit is dead. Mixed signals. There may be a lot of mixed signals at this time, so things are kind of confusing. You don't know when to stop, go, slow down, speed up. Okay, things may not be as clear or precise at this time. Ooh, excuse me. And favor. Someone could be asking you to do a favor, or you could be asking someone to do a favor. Interesting. I would be mindful of doing favors for other people right now, because that kind of goes back to the Ten of Wands. And since the signals are not clear and the mind games are being played and this power struggle is currently happening, I would be very careful about who you offer your positive energy to. Somebody could say that they're going to do a favor for you and they're going to renege. So be mindful of your expectations. I don't know why I say it like that, but that's how it came out. Any other messages? Ooh, that's not good. Whoever this is not going to be able to cause harm because it was going in the reverse. But it says harm. This could be a dangerous situation. Bitch. As soon as I said this could be a dangerous situation, boop. Or someone is trying to set you up to harm you. This can also be self-inflicted as well. So remember that self-inflicted part. Okay, don't let because somebody could be trying to get you to take your own self out. Don't do it. I told y'all a long time ago that somebody was trying to get you to, unalive yourself. Or to basically self-sabotage so much to where you take yourself out. Fire sign. And feeling like a movie. You may find yourself in situations that feel like you're in some dream or that you're in a movie, good or bad. Things may turn out better than anticipated. I'm telling you, they are. But I feel like you're being advised. This is a strong warning. A strong warning, bitch. This is a strong warning for you, Pisces, to not get played. Don't fall for the okie doke. Stop doubting yourself, because this is like the crescendo. This is when you're in choir and you sing. The crescendo is when you get higher and higher and higher. And it's like the peak of the energy that you put into your voice. And I just feel like this is like the showdown, the face off. Wow, 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 wow. Ooh, wow, wow, wow. Ooh, wow, 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 wow. Ooh, wow, wow. That's what it is. Like when they looking like pow. Okay, you gotta get it ready, bitch. Your trigger finger is happy. All right. Who's got the faster draw? And look, it doesn't even matter if you have the faster draw or they have the faster draw. Who's got better aim, bitch? Ta-ta. Okay, period. Who's got better aim? Because even if they draw faster and they shoot at you, they might miss. And that's what it's looking like. What's the overall advice for Pisces Spirit when it comes to these messages? Thank you so much. What is the overall advice? Retreat and recharge. Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. And Summer, bask in joy and light. Yeah. So I feel like this relief, retreat, and recharge, even the card that I showed you guys with the broken arrows talking about surrender to peace, it's all significant to this situation. Shaolin Master says be graceful in movement and action, slow and steady. Okay, that's the message. Breathe and flow. Take a gentler approach. And it says that the Shaolin Master calls forth the ninja within. Shaolin medicine is about learning to adapt to a situation and to tap into the energy running through your body and preserve it in order to release it at the right moment. It also teaches subtlety, because when you are too forceful, you use too much energy. And that may not be supportive of what you are working on. The Shaolin Master, like a monk, has respect for all things. He is disciplined and guided by his art and will never use it to impress the foolish or to appear stronger than someone who is threatening him. You too are being invited to remain graceful in your movement, choices, and actions. So again, it's not about who's faster on the draw. It's about whoever has the most accuracy with their aim. Okay? And that's kind of what I feel like this is. They don't want you to deplete your energy being angry or bitter about things or like trying to avoid situations. They want you to restore it and replenish it, recharge it, so that you're ready when you need to go on ahead and whoop a bitch ass. Possibly, figuratively, metaphorically. Now, the extended message says you are being guided to flow like water, blow like air, and connect with your purest intentions. Don't feel you need to rush ahead. A gentler approach will be more fruitful and rewarding. Move with subtlety and grace. Reach high, but also ask yourself how you can move with the flow of life rather than pushing against it. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Can you slow down or take more time to soften and breathe as you move forward? All of this will be incredibly beneficial for what happens next. Okay. Now, the Hermit. Retreat and recharge. Take time to rest and recuperate in order to continue your growth. Benefit from the information that will come directly from your heart space. Now, the Hermit card is one of solitude and meditation. It represents your capacity to go within and arrive at the cave of your heart. Many of the answers to your problems lie within. And if you don't take the time to connect with yourself and feel comfortable alone, you won't be able to hear the messages that are rising up inside you, okay? i.e. lying to yourself and wearing a mask. The cross-legged meditation position of the cave-dwelling sadhu or sadhu on this card is an invitation to harness the power of your meditation practice. The Sri Yantra symbol behind him represents the union of masculine and feminine energies, hence support from the mother, father, God. And I said that earlier. Now, the extended message on this card says, you have been working hard and giving your all to your current situation, Eight of Pentacles, okay? And it may become draining and detrimental to your development unless you retreat and recharge your energies. So you're being guided to take a step back at this time. If you are working on bringing something together, your over-involvement could impede the process. So retreat and breathe. If you have something to say or do that could have a larger impact on your life, spend some time in deep thought, even contemplation, before moving forward. Often when we rush in, we don't see how destructive our actions can be. So meditate and listen to your soul's wisdom before proceeding further. Okay? i.e. self-destruction as well. Okay, you're going to need to preserve your energy for what comes next, because something is going to require a lot of energy, a lot of involvement from you. Could be in the summertime. Okay, it says bask in joy and light. Rise up, open your wings and shine. Bring your projects, I almost said projections, and plans out into the light, into manifestation. Now, the summer has always been recognized as a time for joy, for going on adventures and making memories. Flowers are in full bloom, animals are enjoying the freedom of the wild summer days and nights, and people are taking holidays, basking in the sunshine and being lifted energetically by the light and warmth. The extended message says, this is the perfect opportunity for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor, as we've stated several times. Light has come to banish the darkness. Clarity is arriving too, allowing you to know exactly where you are and how you can move forward. Angels and ancestor guides are encouraging you to enjoy this moment and not to rush forward, because this is a time for pleasure, enjoyment, and expansion. There's a great chance that you have extra energy, creativity, and inspiration at this time. Notice what is coming to you, as it is inspiration directly from the divine. When the summer card arrives in the future position of a spread, which it is, okay, or as the last card in a reading, it can also indicate that the coming summer will usher in important energies with regards to your question or intentions. Okay. Now, I did say that I was going to pull a time card, but when it comes to all of those cards, what do you guys feel when it comes to that? What is it telling you? Okay. What do you feel intuitively the message is that your spirit team is trying to send you individually when it comes to your situation? And you don't have to be super detailed, but I feel like it would benefit you to think about that. Summer is significant. I said something about March earlier. Okay. This process could definitely start in March, especially if some of you guys' birthdays are in March. Even if your birthday's in February, I feel like it could be a situation that begins to amplify around that time. And then June, July, August, which is summertime, which is either Cancer, Leo, or Virgo energy. Maybe a little bit of what comes before Cancer? Gemini? June, July, and August. Yeah, it will be Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and then Virgo. That could be a significant time. What other significant time frame when it comes to these messages does Pisces need to know? What is the significant time in February? Interesting. Yeah. That's why I like rising up. Gladiator. You remember in the end of Gladiator when he was finally dead and he met his wife and son in the afterlife in the movie? Not the new Gladiator movie, the old one. This card always reminds me of that. Like that house that he was running up to in the pathway. I know it's not exactly the same, but it looks similar. Try later. Interesting. and in the winter. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something about February though. But I think I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. I'll answer some more of your questions in the next reading. This was a lot to take in, and it probably took you a few days to watch it. So, some of you guys, you did it in one sitting. Kudos to you, boo. But don't forget to tell people what you think that they should know. And you know, I don't know who needs to hear this, but boom, boom, boom. Help your fellow Pisces out, you guys. Put the dove emoji if you have made it to the end of this reading. Be sure to like the video, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications so you can be caught up every time I post. And if you want to book a personal reading, you can definitely do so. This is a good example of what you get with a deep dive reading. They aren't 2 hours long, but I let spirit guide me. So I put the parameter of 45 minutes for that deep dive, but sometimes it goes an hour. This is what you get, the quality of service. Because I love you guys. And I hope this message helped you, even if it was a little bit difficult to hear. Because for a lot of these things, it was also difficult for me to face it as well in telling you what's going on. So whatever you guys want to say as far as feedback, I welcome that. I appreciate you. Try to be positive for the rest of the day, Pisces. And remember, this is our circle, boos. Bye.